I knew nothing about any of this until I saw that RMS guy on the internet, Robert Murray Smith, unless his soul is dead. So you start with sugar, and then you need to do some very careful work to turn it into graphite. You can just burn sugar to do it, but you'll find it doesn't conduct. There's a way to get it to conduct, I don't know. But just say I've got a big spongy block rock of conducting graphite. What do? You get some sulfuric acid, nitric acid, but you can use the salt. You can use a soluble salt, iron salt as well. And you've got to react it with the graphite. You know, like, you notice that everyone says carbon isn't reactive. But if you put it in sulfuric acid with a bit of nitric acid, the acid goes in and it doesn't come back out again. So you're sponging up the chemicals, but you can't put a soluble salt in it as well. I don't know, but once you've like chemically contaminated the graphite, you then crush it up, but you crushed it up before, and you put it in the microwave, and then it expands. The thing about it is it's actually like spongy shit. It's like it goes spongy because of all the acid in it, contamination. It's like it's contaminated. Like carbon. I wonder if you can actually just use sugar and just chuck sulfuric acid. It makes that black snake, and that's already contaminated with like sulfuric acid. But anyway, the cool thing is that once you've exfoliated it, you can then press it back together again, and then it forms like a flexible metal all it is contaminated by carbon, and it goes flexible because it does react. And so once you got that far, you can actually dissolve it, and that's how you get graphene, by dissolving it. So you can make the metal, but maybe that's just a diversion. And you're supposed to make the liquid graphene, and then once you've got the graphene in solution, it may separate over time because the magnesium falls out of the glycerin over time as well. It may actually settle at the bottom, but it's actually fairly homogeneous of a solution, actually carbon. And so what do you do with that? If you get the graphene liquid, in the liquid state is what's most reactive. So then what you do is you react it with a plastic bag. So you put it in, say, glycerin terephthalate, chuck in. Yeah, you got to use a strong solvent. You got to use a strong solvent. So you're going to try different solvents. But if you manage to get it in solution, now put that inside the glycerin terephthalate, and then what it does is that it connects to the polymer. So you've got a polymer, and you've just connected carbon to the polymer itself. Like you've connected something else. So you get it reactive, and then it can connect to a polymer. So is that metal like, it's pretty cool, yeah, but how you actually make graphite, then you got to press it together or something. But yeah, that's what I gathered from RMS on the internet. And like, yeah. And so like, well, that's the whole basic idea. You can go draw it if you want, and then you get your liquid graphene, and then just chuck it in glycerin terephthalate, and then you've made, and it might join the polymer. I don't know if it does or it doesn't. It could be that fucking easy. Is there anything else? Yeah, so how do you actually make the initial graphite? All I can say is if you burn sugar to a biscuit on the stove, it can get a shiny bit on it, but it's non-conductive.